From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Robin Chan with today's voice briefing. It's Thursday, February 29th, Leap Day, 2024.
I'm Frank Witzel with the Detroit Free Press. Extreme weather and severe thunderstorms swept through Michigan overnight, spawning reports early Wednesday of damage, power outages, and 3 tornadoes near Grand Blanc, Marshall, and Lawton. In a video posted to social media, lightning illuminated dark skies as rain and hail pummeled buildings and cars, but as of early morning, the National Weather Service had no reports of serious injuries or fatalities. By 5 a.m., after the storms had passed through Michigan, the state's 2 largest utilities, Consumers Energy and DTE Energy, were reporting about 15,000 customers were without electricity. The overnight storms illustrated Mother Nature's power as blue skies and record warm temperatures in the low 70s quickly gave way to tempests that downed trees and power lines and damaged homes, businesses, and automobiles.
This is Kylie Martin for the Detroit Free Press. During the next cross-country solar eclipse on April 8th, only the southeasternmost part of Michigan will fall under the eclipse's path of totality. Detroit will only see 99% totality, leaving many to raise the question, when was the last time Detroit saw a total solar eclipse? It was over 217 years ago, on June 16, 1806, decades before Michigan was even declared as a state. In fact, just the year before, in 1805, the land that would become Michigan was separated from the Indiana Territory, and Detroit was established as the capital city of the Michigan Territory. Also, in the year before the eclipse, the Great Fire of 1805 reduced the city of Detroit to ashes. That's when Judge Augustus Woodward, and yes, that Woodward, stepped in and drew up a new street plan for Detroit, which was later approved in 1806, around the time that the eclipse passed over. While Woodward's plan was later abandoned for a standard grid plan, it's fascinating to think that the last time a solar eclipse, which symbolizes new beginnings, passed over Detroit, the Detroiters were busy building the city that we know today. Looking forward now, the next solar eclipse to cross over Detroit won't occur for another 420 years, on September 12, 2444. So, if you don't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime sight so close to home, grab your eclipse goggles and step outside on April 8th.
I'm Andrew Burkle with the Free Press Sports Department. As the red-hot Detroit Red Wings ride a 6-game win streak and continue to hold strong in their playoff position, they've picked up a new believer, and it might be one of the most important believers that you could have. Vegas oddmakers now say the Red Wings are pretty heavy favorites to make the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since 2016. Last week, Red Wings head coach Derek Lalonde called out the sportsbooks who were doubting the Wings could get back to the postseason despite a couple straight months of good hockey. But with the Wings scoring a season-high 8 goals in a blowout win over the Washington Capitals on Tuesday, another team behind the Wings shooting for a playoff spot, FanDuel Sportsbook now has the Wings listed as a minus 400 favorite to make the playoffs. That means you have to bet $400 on the Wings to make the playoffs to get $100 back. That tells you just how confident the sportsbooks are, and they're finally starting to believe in the Wings. The franchise's incredible run of 25 straight trips to the NHL postseason came to an end in 2016, and the team hasn't been back since. But after some keen offseason signings, most notably forward Alex DeBrincat, plus the incredible midseason addition of future Hall of Famer Patrick Kane, the Wings are looking like they'll be a tough out if they do seal the deal and make the playoffs in April. The NHL trade deadline is coming up quickly here on March 8th, and as hot as the Wings are right now, it's not likely they'll be too busy, but a lot can change in a little over a week. Either way, with the football season over and the Pistons completely out of the mix, it's time to really start paying attention to the Wings. Because if Vegas is taking them seriously, so should you.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you'll hear more from us tomorrow.